Hey guys, it's Michael, and today I'm bringing you a gameplay and commentary of Max Payne 3 for the Xbox 360. Now, I don't know how much we're going to talk about the game as the video goes, but I do want to talk about the ProjectSuraci podcast that we just started doing a little while back. So the first episode we did was about our Game of the Year contenders, and obviously Max Payne was one of my Game of the Year contenders. I've been playing this game non-stop, and by non-stop I mean I've been playing it with some stops because I am a terrible person and I don't have the kind of time to devote to this all the time. But I do really enjoy the game, and I think it's a wonderful video game next to Rayman Run, because Rayman Run's awesome. But the game's story is just awesome. Like, the way the game's story is told and how cinematic the game feels as you play through it makes it a really enjoyable experience, and that's part of the reason why I selected it as one of my top 5 in the podcast over something like Halo 4, which I thought was mediocre at best. This game has definitely challenged me. It's not something I've beaten really quick like I did Halo. I've had this about as long as I have Halo. Sort of, I guess. It took me about 3 days to beat Halo. And this game I've had for 2 weeks, and I'm only halfway through it. It's a challenging game, and I can only find myself doing one chapter every few days because it's so difficult, and it's like bone-crushingly painful just to play it sometimes because it's so hard. But it's enjoyable, and I think that's a good thing. Like, if a game's hard enough that you can't beat it in one sitting, but it's not too hard that you just give up, then that's a good game, and it's designed well. Though that doesn't mean there aren't a few hiccups here and there, because I've had a few odd issues playing this. But back to the podcast. So we talked about a lot of stuff on the podcast, like our favorite upcoming games and our least favorite games of the year, and obviously one of mine was Halo 4, which is funny because most of the ProjectSuraci channel is composed of Halo 4, so that's kind of odd. Everybody in our group of friends loves the game. I'm the only one that was like super disappointed by it, and I guess there's not a lot I can do about that. I just didn't think it was that great. But I'm hoping that 343 does far better next time. I think they did well with the story. I just don't think they did very well with the multiplayer, and that's the part that, everybody looks forward to, is the multiplayer. They're hoping that's going to be the greatest thing on the planet, and it really wasn't. And considering Reach wasn't that great either in the terms of multiplayer, I hate armor abilities. I don't think that they did a great job at what they were trying to do. But again, it is their first full game. Like, it's the first one without any help from like Saber Entertainment or anybody else. It's just 343. So I did cut them some slack. The campaign, though, like, if you've read the books and you've been deep into the lore, the game's the game's campaign is definitely a really, really good ride. Not as good as Max Payne's. I do think that Max Payne's single-player campaign far surpasses the campaign in Halo 4's. Just because of the way it's told, it definitely resonates with me more, even though I've been a Halo fan for far longer than I have a Max Payne fan. This is funny because the video is like breaking right now as I'm watching it, so I'm hoping it doesn't die. So I kind of like how I've immediately taken this video to not talk about Max Payne, or at least the gameplay at hand. I talked about Max Payne, but not like what we're currently doing in the gameplay. So I mentioned that I was like halfway through the game, and I think I am halfway through the game. I got an achievement saying Part 1 complete the last mission, so I'm assuming that I'm halfway through. Right now I'm currently trying to figure out where I am, and I found something shiny, and that's kind of why I turned around and was like, whoa, where'd this come from? It's like gold and stuff. So that's a thing. But I enjoy this game. I think it's a really good game. I think it's something that should be tried by everybody. I haven't tried the multiplayer yet, though. So I think that's the next step. Once I beat the game, I'll dive into the multiplayer and see how good it is, and then I'll kind of determine whether I might redetermine. Maybe the multiplayer might sway my opinion. Maybe it's not as great a game as I thought, because I just based my opinion off the campaign. Multiplayer isn't the biggest deal for me in some regards, but in other regards it is. That's contradicting. I love Halo's multiplayer, and that's a big deal to me, but something like Max Payne, I buy it for the campaign. That's what I bought the other 2 Max Payne games for, so I'm not worried about it with this one. Whereas with Halo, I've bought the game for its campaign and for its multiplayer. And that's why I was disappointed with it, because part of that wasn't what I wanted. So, but the video is coming down to an end here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with me shooting at people in slow motion some more. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to doing this again. Adios, guys.
Oh, Eric.